Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video we're going to be grabbing this witchy book, doing a little review. So grab your brew and let's get to it. So as always, before we get to the book, we're going to be talking about the brew, and today is another tea spectral. I know I pimp them out a lot here on the channel, but I love their tea. This is Sweater Weather, and this is a collab with It's a Charming Life, and the tin alone is just gorgeous. This is just a beautiful collaboration. I will leave link. Look at that tea, and it just smells divine. I just keep asking, when are you bringing out the scents as a candle? I want to be able to make my house smell like this because it smells so yummy and it tastes so good as well. Let's have a sip. What I love about Tea Spectral is you take your first sip and you think, oh, that's nice, but when you swallow it, it's like you get all the different flavours come through. It's just, oh, and I just put a little spot of coconut milk in, and it is delish. So today we are reviewing A Pagan Portal. I love these books. They're like little bite-sized portions of different styles of witchcraft, different types of witchcraft, different spells, and I really enjoy them. And this book just came out last month. I pre-ordered it and it is a gorgeous book. The cover alone is beautiful and it's called Ancestral Healing and it's edited by Trevor Greenfield. Pagan portals are amazing if you're just starting out or if you're not sure what kind of magical area, what kind of witchcraft you want to go into. Some people are just born and they know exactly where they want to go, but some of us kind of are interested in lots of different areas, so why not have a little bite-sized chunk? So Ancestral Healing is something that has really interested me for a long time. I definitely don't believe that we're one and done with our lives, and I definitely don't believe that the minute we die we just disappear. So that is not something that I believe in. And in order for us not to be forgotten, in order for the work that we do on this earth to continue, we need to be continued to be worked with. And so working with my ancestors is something that I am so interested in. So I snapped this up, I pre-ordered it. It wasn't gifted to me, I bought this with my own moolah. And there will be a link down below where you can get it, of course, as always. So yeah, let's get to it. This book is a little bit different to the other pagan portals that I've read. This one is more like a series of essays by different authors, different witches, different people who do work in this area, and I love that. It almost felt like they'd all been given a different subject or a different area to talk about, and I assumed that would be something that they specialise in. And what I loved about that is just seeing the different sides of working with your ancestors. The fact that, you know, you can't always forgive the things that the people who went before us did. We will have ancestors who were incredibly homophobic or racist or were murderers or rapists or, you know, the whole gamut. We're not all good, solid spiritual people. You know, we all have flaws, and some of us have huge, massive, chasmic flaws. Do we forgive them? Can we forgive them? Or should we remember that in the future, our beliefs that we have now might be looked on with a lot of judgment and be seen as the worst possible thing that you can do? We don't know. And so we have to kind of have a bit of grace with our ancestors. I found it so interesting to learn about all these different things that I hadn't really thought about. The fact that sometimes you have to forgive people who've hurt you and have passed on. Sometimes you have to work with them to help them. It's not always going to be somebody who is spiritual who wants to help you with your spiritual life. Does that make sense? Like, we have to remember that we're all flawed beings. And I found that extremely important to remember. I absolutely loved the fact that it's all different essays, because it meant that I can discover lots of different teachers, lots of different people that I can then look up their books, look up their writings, look up things they've done, look them up on social media, the rest of it all. And that's really important. It's important. I mean, think how lucky we are today. Like back in the day, if you were studying to be a witch. You probably were taught by a relative or a friend of the family. You probably would only learn that little bit, that little pocket of magic. You wouldn't even know that other types existed. And so people were very separated in their magic. They were very closeted. It was all very hush hush. At certain times you could have been murdered just for being a witch. Nowadays we have the internet. We can be open about who we are if we're lucky. At least on the internet we can be open about who we are. We can learn from teachers on YouTube. We can learn from reading books. We can learn just from quick Google searches. We are so lucky, and I think it's important to remember that, and important to look people up and to take books like this and use them as a place to step off onto other learning paths. And that's what I'm taking this as, and I've already found a couple of teachers in this book that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to look them up. Yeah, I'm going to read that book that they mentioned in their little essay. So I really, really appreciated that. I really enjoyed it. I think ancestral healing is so important, especially at the moment. This is when the veil between our world and wherever we go next, that veil is at the thinnest at this time of year. All Hallows Eve, Samhain, the whole thing, it's all about that thin veil and connecting with people. People put out pictures of their loved ones and have candles out for them. They're invited to come. We have lighted pumpkins outside to guide them home. It's extremely beautiful. This shoulder strap, it's incredibly beautiful, and it makes me feel extremely inspired to do this work. And so reading this book right now felt perfect. It felt like, oh, this has just arrived just in time. Thank you. It was such good bringing out time. I loved it. I think it's so important to think about the fact that abuse and traumas that happen further up in the family line will usually trickle down. So somebody who was abused will become an abuser, etc., etc. It's until we start to heal those wounds that started those things, it's until we start to look into our histories and start to discover why, and start to work with our ancestors and healing things, that's when those abuses, neglects, those hurts and pain can stop. And I'm just going to let that just kind of filter through, because hearing that, just, it feels like something I can do to impact the life of my future generations, of people who come before me. I want to help others as they pass forwards. That's why I make these videos of me as I'm learning, as I'm discovering things. Hopefully I can inspire something in somebody else and they will start learning as well. It's all about sharing what we know and sharing what we believe in, and I think it's incredibly, incredibly important. So if you do too, maybe grab a copy. Link will be down below. It's just such a well-written book. A lot of it comes from lots of different traditions, lots of different people's beliefs, and some of the chapters they don't clash, but they'll come from different perspectives, and so you'll think, oh yeah, I completely agree with that person. Then you get to the next one, you're like, do I agree with you? But that's so well written that you do find yourself opening up to other people's perspectives. And isn't that what we need in today's society? Opening up to other people's perspectives. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Instead of just cancelling people, teaching, instead of walking away from people, forgiving. I think that would be amazing. And yeah, that's what I try and do here in my life. So that's what we're trying to do. It's trying to heal what's going on, so we don't carry it forward to our own children or to the generations that come after us. And I think that's leaving a legacy that can be beautiful and can be wonderful, and we can hopefully work with the people that come after us and really help and inspire them and lift them up. That is what we're trying to do here. So this book really inspired me. I think you can probably tell that. I'm like looking off into the distance because I have so many like inspirations from it. I just really, really loved it. And there's lots of parts of it that just kind of slap you around the face. Like, research now shows that ancestral experiences become encoded or stored in our DNA. This is called genetic memory. So here we have another mysterious yet powerful knowledge base, which means that Our family history is embedded encoded in us, the things that have happened to them. And I've been highlighting, I mean, you know me and my highlighter pen, we get on really well, but it's been so amazing to just read this and to discover how science and spirituality are starting to merge. We see a lot of scientific discoveries through NASA, through astrophysics and mathematics. They're starting to prove the things that we've believed in for so long, and I find that incredible. If you'd like me to do a video about that, I definitely can. Just let me know down below in the comments, because as you all know, I love talking to you. I love hearing your perspectives and getting ideas, hearing what you would like to hear about. So if you'd like to hear about how science is starting to catch up with us, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let me know if you've read this book. If you're going to read this book, let me know. I just loved it. I mean, it's so small, but it packs a punch. It will change your perspective. It will change a lot. So definitely go pick it up. Link will be down in the description. So don't forget to go and have a little look down there. Oh, this tea. Oh. And while you're down there, if you enjoyed this video, why not leave it a cheeky little like so I know that you enjoyed it and I can bring more content like this to my channel. I absolutely love doing reviews on here, sitting down, having a cozy little cup of tea, especially this time of the year. I just love it. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave me a like so the algorithm can pick it up and other people can discover it. And last but not least, definitely make sure, if you're not yet subscribed, that you head down there and click that little subscribe button, especially if you like my face, you enjoy my content. Oh, I mainly post about disability awareness, spirituality and vintage fashion. So if you enjoy those subjects, then definitely head down there, hit that little subscribe button, ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here Mondays and Fridays, my health permitting. I always do my very best to be here with you every week, twice a week. My next review is going to be of a mindfulness journal. Well, you can tell by my company name, Blooming Mindfulness, that mindfulness is it's a game changer for me. I absolutely love it. I was sent this copy to review, so if you would like to join with me and spend a month getting mindful every day, head down there into the description and you can pick up both of these books. A little treat yourself moment. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did and you're feeling a bit cozy, grab a brew, put your feet up. I put together this playlist so that you can keep on watching, so I really hope that you enjoy it. And yeah, I hope you have a really wonderful week and I will see you next time. Bye. Mwah.